Okay, what we have here today are the Marksman 1010 and the Marksman 2000. If you have the Marksman 2000 Pro, it has the extension here on the barrel for better accuracy. The Marksman 1010 is made out of plastic, and as you can hear it, has a weight in the bottom in order to compensate. That way it weighs exactly the same as the Marksman 2000. The other difference is the Marksman 2000, while having a body that is made out of pure aluminum, for some reason the pullback shroud is actually made out of plastic, whereas on the Marksman 2000 it's the same exact thing, only it's made out of metal. So today we're going to tear down the 2000 because of the fact it's made out of metal and I prefer this model. It's also one that I intend to mod in the future. The Marksman 1000 has extra screws and comes out exactly the same. Just to point out, I'll point out where the screws are. There is one right here. There is one here, one here, one here, one here, and one up in the sights. On the Marksman 2000, if you turn it over, you'll find that all the screws are essentially in the same spot, except for you won't see the one up in the sight and you won't have the one reinforcing back here. There's one underneath this shroud. If you take a knife and you simply slide it in and give it a yank, it pops right up. The other side, if you want to take the shroud off, does the same exact thing, but is unnecessary. Okay. The first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that the gun is empty. Pop it, pull it back, press in, flipping that up, make sure that it has no ammo in it, and double check and visually verify the barrel. Now that we know that it has no ammo, we can flip this over and proceed to pull this pin. As you can see. Now once that is pulled, we need to remove this shroud. If you pull it all the way back and pry it off to the side, place a finger in underneath, pull it back and off to the side, and it comes right off. From here, we undo all of the screws. Remember, as stated, that the Marksman 1010 is exactly the same, just has more screws and made out of plastic. This also is made out of metal, and if you set in one on one side and then pry the other side and set it in, you can pull the whole thing off the back. Okay, now remember, there is a spring underneath here, there's a spring underneath here that holds the safety, and your primary caulking spring, which will cause you to get a dimple in your hand if you catch it in back, so be careful. As stated, slightly dangerous. And all the parts nicely discombobulated. Now let's see if we can put it back together. You take the spring and place it all the way down across and set that aside. Now we need to set the trigger assembly in. This piece goes in first, sliding in there. This piece goes in next, settling into there, with this piece going in across here. Oops. With that piece going in like that. I'll take a 5-second picture and I'll post it up so you can see the whole assembly. And we're back, so we have our pieces that we have left and it's time to put them in. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to take this spring and you're going to set it with the shorter end going towards the front, in underneath that pin. your barrel, then assembles in like so, settling down into the pin in the front. Now comes the dangerous part. Now we need to mount this spring here. The first thing that you want to do is you want to set the spring as far in as it goes, settling this into here and pulling back. Once you get it knocked in there, remember what I said, it's dangerous. It will pop out and it will hurt you. Okay, now we need to add this. The side with the bent side goes down, and that goes in behind the piece of plastic to this side right here. From there, grab the other side and push it over and back in underneath the trigger. See how it moves now into the lower position? And you should be able to let go of it and have it sit. Now, taking your top plate, carefully align your safety hole over the top of your safety button and then press it together. From there, put your 3 screws back in. From here, you should be able to have trigger. Next, take your pliers, holding this down with your thumb, and pull it out. Like so. Now taking this piece, make sure the nub lines up, slide it in, and now insert your piece in the back again. Should click. Push forward. From there, you should be able to fire. And test your safety. And I hope that was helpful.